Yo, what it do? So, welcome back to the vlog. Today is March 21st, 2022. Today is the first day of spring officially. And I wanted to talk to you about a new kind of series or challenge that I'm putting myself through for the next 33 days. So, the next 33 days, I want to share with you and talk to you about the 33 Ninja Hyuga, which are the rules to your reality, my reality, to be more specific, uh, that came to me during my spiritual pilgrimage back in 2017. I used to be homeless. I used to sleep on public transportation. I used to sleep outside up until I found an abandoned home and I started to live in that abandoned house. And, pretty much, like I was on a spiritual quest. I had life-changing transformative psychedelic trips, more specifically transformative mushroom trip that led me to give up all my worldly possessions and live off the land, test my faith in God and see where God was going to take me, where the energy was going to lead me, how the flow and so forth, right? So now that I have completely completed that stage of my life, I feel like I'm in a good position to be able to, sit here and pontificate to you all my discoveries. So, part of my discoveries, if you have watched my most popular video on YouTube, which is I went to the gym on acid, at the end of the video, I show you guys my notebook or this journal that I'm talking about, Ninja Guidance 5, and I showed the 33 Ninja Yuga. And the first rule is breath is the first rule is breath is the ruler of all. It is the path to the creator. For a quick second, I almost said something else. I almost got stuck. But pretty much, yeah, the first rule is breath is the ruler of all. It is the path to the creator. What that means is your breathing pattern is highly connected to your experience of reality. If you've never noticed, but your breathing pattern is different from when you're sad compared to when you're calm, compared to when you're angry, compared to when you're happy. You get what I'm saying? Your breathing pattern is different in all these states. This is why when you panic, people tell you, calm down, take a deep breath. When you think about exercise, you have to breathe in and out with each exercise. When you think about elite athletes, what allows them to control their heart rates and things like that is breathing patterns. So, I could talk about breathing all day, every day. You get what I'm saying? It's really the most wonderful gift that we have, right? Because it is the first thing that you do when you're born, and it is the last thing you will do when you're alive on this planet or on this side of reality, right? So we already know that. The number two rule that I really want to share with you in this video, because I've already shared rule number one before, it is that once you have rejected the demon sitting in the central nervous system, a ninja can begin. What that means is we currently live in a society where our food is poisoned. There are a lot of things that aren't supposed to be in the foods that we eat, but they still somehow end up in those foods. And when you think about it, like for example, fluoride. There's scientific studies that show and prove that fluoride does not benefit your teeth at all. But they put it in our toothpaste and they put it in public tap water. Why? The new age, got to put quotes on that, new age spiritual movement will tell you that fluoride calcifies the pineal gland. So if you think back to one of my videos where I said the right eye is the eye of Horus, the eye of Ra, and it represents the sun, and your left eye, the eye of Horus, represents the moon, you got to remember that the third eye represents the truth. Because Buddha once said this: three things cannot be long hidden: the sun, the moon, and the truth. You get what I'm saying? So your third eye is intentionally being calcified by this society, by this system, so that you can't see the truth. But then there's also, celestially destined or celestially timed events that are supposed to take place. precession of the equinox, and you get what I'm saying. What's it called? The end of the Kali Yuga, things like that. End of ages, right? So when Jesus was alive, it was the Piscean age, right? Now we are ascending, or we have ascended from the Piscean age into the age of Aquarius. So we go from a state of being fully conscious of what we are, who we are, to a state of slumber, to a state of waking up again, to going back to sleep, to waking up again, to going back to sleep. This is the dance. It is a pulse, it is a heartbeat, it is a vibration. It's a vibration. It is a repeating pattern. This is how we go. So certain people, certain families, they hold ancient knowledge, ancient secrets. I put secrets in quotes because this is information for all of us. But for some people, maybe you chose it, maybe it's your family line. I don't really know how it goes. But some people really go into a deep slumber. They really go to sleep. Boom, they're dead asleep. Like, you want to talk about anything outside of what's in the mainstream? Oh, it's a lie. You're a conspiracy theorist. Oh, bullshit. Whatever. Now, and then there's people who never went to sleep. Their families never went to sleep. They were called witches or wizards or warlocks in the dark ages because they used to do magic, or they knew how to do this or knew how to do that. But then when you think about the Bible, right, even in the Christian Bible, Jesus himself says, you can do everything that I can do. You can perform these same miracles, but you lack the faith. So proof right now that people are still asleep. I guarantee you, if I went and I raised somebody from the dead, what would most Christians say? He's touched by the devil. He's a Satanist. Nah, that's evil. That's demonic. If I walked on water, no. But didn't Jesus say I can do everything that he can do, except for I lack the faith? So if I got my faith up to be able to perform the same miracles that Jesus did, you get what I'm saying? Am I lying that some people are so asleep that they would still call me the devil or a demon? No, we know that this isn't a lie. What I'm saying right now, especially if you grew up in the church, some people would throw the fucking book at me, or they'll throw rocks at me. They'll try to stone me to death kind of thing, right? Because it's supposed to be blasphemy and so forth, right? And, I have to wonder why a lot of Christians keep talking and keep waiting for the day that Christ returns, when Jesus himself in the Bible says, you see me, you see the Father. The Father is in me and I am in you. You are my brothers and sisters. I'm paraphrasing, of course, but if Jesus is in me, then why am I waiting for Christ's return? He said it himself in the Bible. It's highlighted in red, depending on which Bible you have. But a lot of King James versions of the Bible highlight Jesus's words in red. You can read it yourself. So if he says he's in me, what am I waiting for? And if I were to bring this up to a hardcore, I gotta put quotes on that because they're not hardcore Christians. If this sounds like blasphemy or heresy, right? Because if this sounds like blasphemy or heresy to one, you're not truly a Jesus fan or a God fan, because these are things that you're supposed to ask questions about. How come in the Bible it talks about Jesus when he was born? It talks about him when he was 12 years old, because Mary and Joseph lost him at the temple for 3 days. Then we don't hear anything about the guy up until he's 30 years old. Where was he at for 18 years? What was he doing for 18 years? What was he learning for 18 years? So that's where you find the theological scholars that will say, so we trace Jesus. He was a real person. He went to Tibet and he learned meditation and all these other Buddhist practice or whatever the case may be. Because you have to remember, Buddha did exist before Jesus. And so this is where the confusion lies, right? Because Krishna is also another being that existed before Jesus, whether you consider him to be real or not. But, Krishna talks about reaching a certain kind of state. Buddha also talks about reaching a kind of state. And Jesus is also talking about reaching a kind of state, but they have misconstrued his words to make you believe that only he had the power to reach this state, and that you cannot go to heaven unless you worship him. That's not what he told you to do. And another thing too, don't forget the 10 commandments. You're not supposed to even pray to any idols, but Christians all bow down to the idol of the crucifix. How is the crucifix not an idol, bro? That is something that was created by man and put as a symbol. It's an idol, just like the golden cow or golden calf that the Israelites were dancing around when Moses had climbed up Mount Sinai to get the 10 commandments. When he came down, what were they doing? They were dancing around a symbol, an idol. That was idolatry. So how is somebody in the Christian church bowing down to the crucifix not idolatry? You get what I'm saying? So to truly be free, you have to become a ninja. And what do ninjas do? Ninjas study their environment. They keep their mouth shut and they study their environment. They learn the history of the people. They learn the culture of the people, because usually ninjas are on a mission from a foreign land. And I'll tell you what, this land that we are in, that we see right now, this is not our land. This is not our society. The true human beings, we don't need money. We don't need rent. We don't need debt. We don't need credit cards. We don't need gas. We don't need any of these things. These are Martian concepts from an alien race that failed to ascend when they had their chance. They fucked up their own planet and they came to Earth, and because they were a little bit more advanced than us, they were able to deceive us and oppress us. The microcosm copies the macrocosm. An alien race left Mars after fucking up their shit, and they imposed their will on true earthlings. The same way that white people left Europe and colonized Africa, kidnapped some Africans, and started America. You get what I'm saying? So this isn't a bash white people kind of thing, but I'm telling you that the microcosm copies the macrocosm, okay? As above, so below. So any of the patterns that we're seeing right now, they're just repeating. It's just, once again, it is a vibration. It is pulsing up, pulsing back down, pulsing up, pulsing back down. So right now in the world, we are currently in the time of awakening. The latest news right now, right, that's buzzing is, oh, the Hunter Biden story turns out to be true. Bitch, do you know how many of us knew that the Hunter Biden story was true the moment we heard it? Do you know? It's not all of us, it's not everybody, but I guarantee you a third of people that heard about the Hunter Biden story when they first heard it 18 months ago knew that it was true, because Hunter Biden is a well-documented crackhead. This video might even get removed because I'm talking about the guy, but at the same time, this is now headlines on New York Post, Washington Post. Oh, now we can confirm that the Hunter Biden story is true. But when Trump said it during the election cycle, it was a conspiracy theory and they had to shut it down because they needed to make sure that their selected people had a somewhat legitimate window of looking like they were truly elected. But, you know, if you're smart enough and you got the eyes to see, you get what I'm saying, especially this eye to see, then you knew what was going on way back then and you know what's going on now. Only more and more information is going to come out. Only more and more are these people going to get exposed. So I could care less about YouTube trying to censor people because I'm bigger than that. You get what I'm saying? This information will reach the people that it needs to reach. You get what I'm saying? So 33 Ninja Hyuga, man. I'm going to be dropping a video every day for the next 33 days up until I cover every concept. So today we covered 2 concepts. Breath is the ruler of all. It is the path to the creator. This is in my most popular YouTube video to date, which is I went to the gym on acid. But the second rule is once you have rejected the demon ego sitting in one central nervous system, a ninja can begin, which means watch your diet, watch what you put in yourself, entertainment, the fucking food, the clothes that you wear, all these things matter. Because if you are consuming unconsciously, you will continue to produce or reverberate unconsciously. You get what I'm saying? Garbage in, garbage out. So you put good in, good comes out. You put the light in, light comes out. You shine. You get what I'm saying? So understand that. You feel me? Who made the sunshine? Who made the sunshine? Check out that album by Westside Gunn. You feel me? Also, prayers for my guy Westside Gunn, because he's currently being attacked by demons right now. They're trying to restrict his art by removing music that he had on Apple Music for years, right? With samples, WWF samples, one of the quintessential elements of Westside Gunn's music. They're now starting to remove some of those songs. So you send out prayers to my guy Westside Gunn, because you know what I mean? We're all under attack right now. Enlightened beings, God's children, the Christed ones, whatever you want to call it, indigos, whatever. You get what I'm saying? We've been under attack for the longest time, but like, you get what I'm saying? Like, we're definitely going to win the battle. And where we're at right now, we're at the peak of the shit, right? So they're really going all out. The Archon reptilians, whatever you want to call them, you know what I mean? They come from the Draco star cluster. I'm telling you, a Martian alien race fucked up their planet, so they came to Earth. They were a little bit more advanced than us, so they were able to deceive and oppress us, and that's pretty much where we're at. Their time is celestially determined. They only had a certain period of time to enslave us, because as the planets realign and so forth, energy, magnetic fields and so forth, they are no longer going to have the power nor the authority to enslave us. Our true deadline, from what I know, is 2030, which is why they were talking about going to Mars by 2030. There's an agenda to have the world look completely different by 2030. And from what I've also gathered is that these guys want to save face by 2030. Some of them already know they're going to get exposed and they're going to go out in shame. They're going to be ridiculed. Like Joe Biden. The reason why people laugh at Joe Biden is because, you know, he's a low level. You know what I mean? I don't even know if he's really like a demon, but he was such a low level that the demon overlords, demon alien overlords, whoever he serves, they threw him out. You get what I'm saying? Like, that was somebody that was so power hungry. Like, look at him now. The time that he has the power, he is literally a joke, a laughing stock of the planet. You get what I'm saying? And that's what demonic contracts do. You sign your soul away to these demonic energies, and they'll give you what you signed your soul away for, but it never looks as good or feels as good as you thought it would or hoped it would have. It's always worse. It's always be careful what you wish for situation, because they gave him the power, but he is the laughing stock of the planet. Like, he is easily the most ridiculed president I've ever seen. And as much as they tried to do it with Trump is probably, you know, the most liked American president I've ever seen, like more than George Washington, to really keep it a buck, bro. You get what I'm saying? He's more popular than Abraham Lincoln. Like, you really, some of y'all, you gotta really stop you know what I mean? Like, you gotta do your research, man. Trump is like really like favored out here. You get what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, that's all I have to say today for this episode. I'll be back again tomorrow. Thank you for your time. You have a good day. Peace.